We are here with Charles Balenga, organizer of the Black History Month 2020. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Judy.
That is awesome. Let's talk a little bit about you, of course. How have you been part of the Black History Month? Obviously, this whole month has been Black History Month, and now we're at the very end of it, but you guys are celebrating. But how did you get part of this organization?
So I've been very involved with the African community and blacks, of course, being black myself. In Edmonton, I was president of the Africa Center, president of the board. So we started in Edmonton celebrating Black History Month. Then when I came here in Lloydminster in 2016, I waited to see if there was anything done about Black History Month, and there was nothing. That's how last year I started the first one, and it was really good to start that tradition here in Lloydminster.
Which is awesome. I'm glad you did, because I was looking for Black history stuff that was happening around the town, and it was hard to find, obviously, on this month, right? But there's stuff that happens in Lloyd. It's not like it doesn't happen. There's a lot of different festivals and events that happen. You're from Congo.
Yes.
Is there a lot of Congolese people here?
No, not that many.
Not many?
But I know there's a doctor at the hospital from Congo.
Okay, so there's a few. I like it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what you guys are celebrating. Obviously, this Saturday you're going to be celebrating Mr. Lane, the pioneers. His grandson is going to be here. Lender, I think.
Yes.
Is it Lender?
Yes.
Yeah, Lender's going to be here. So, but let's talk a little bit about Mr. Lane. Obviously, there was a lot of history in terms of the pioneer that was here in 1900s, back in the day, right? And so there was black people here. They started out. Tell us a little bit about Mr. Lane.
Yeah, so Mr. Lane came with his friend who was a pastor of the church, and they started the Shiloh Baptist Church in 1909, and lived in the Maidstone area. And the church is still there. Leander himself is the one who continues to keep the tradition, comes to look after the cemetery and the church that was left there. And so, there were, I think, 75 families that came.
Wow.
But I don't want to spoil the whole story because he'll be here himself on Saturday.
Yes, and he'll be able to tell enough about his family and all of that. But that's a very fascinating thing to me in terms of we never know who was here prior to a certain time, right? We only see the people that are here and the people that we see. The history is rich. The history is great. I mean, there's a lot of people that were in this country, obviously, that make up this country, that have been part of this country, that are black. And Black History Month is a big deal. What does that mean to you? Why is it important that we celebrate this? Obviously, I know why. But
you know, it's important to celebrate each one of us or any people, because I believe, actually, this is my saying, that a community that celebrates together lives well together. The more we celebrate together, the more we get to know each other. You know, it wasn't long ago when I was doing my internship as a pastor in Hana. Somebody came and asked me, you know, don't be offended, but I just want to ask you, is it true that in Africa you guys live on the tree? And so if somebody doesn't know, they don't know. So celebrating helps people understand the history, understand other people, and the more you understand people, the more you appreciate them and what they contribute.
For sure. And I think also, when you think of Black History Month, it should be Black History Year. I mean, every day we should be celebrating this. There's so many different cultures and so much things that we can talk about in terms of, you know, understanding one another. The food, for example, is one thing that really connects people, and just learning each other's stuff. And I think it's really good that you guys are doing that. We want more of it, of course. So this particular thing that you guys are doing on Saturday, obviously you guys need sponsorship, and there's a lot of stuff, right, you guys were talking about. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we want to build on what we started last year, because we would like to see that the history is taught even in the schools. And there's a lot of commitment of time to organizing this, and even bring like Leander Lane himself and other people. So we want to see that it is a great celebration where obviously funds are involved, because to put all this together is not easy. There's renting of the place, and so
much.
yeah, any way people can help us
Yeah.
to organize Black History Month. Like next year, we want to do not just one event, but have different things in a way to help the community understand who the Black people are, what they have done.
Yeah.
I mean, Black people have done a lot here, but do people really know that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And you mentioned about schools as well, too. I think that's an important thing in terms of getting that into the schools and getting that educational aspect of it.
Yes.
And the amount of people that have done great things here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would be
yeah.
nice.
So, you know, last year, I remember when we did it last year, I just gave some questions to people, and not many people could answer those questions.
Yeah.
Like, what's the name of the first Black governor of Canada?
And no one could say anything.
General governor, people didn't know.
Nothing. Yeah.
So, but she's a Black person. She's actually the one who was there when Stephen Harper needed the government to prorogue so that it was not topped by the Liberals and NDP and Bloc Québécois.
Yeah.
That was Michael Jean who did that.
So, yeah. And I think it's important that we continuously have this dialogue and continuously talk about it. And it's important for you to continue that, and I think we should all help and jump on board and stuff like that. So this is happening on Saturday at the Native Friendship Center, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so what times, what's going on?
It's happening at 12:30.
Okay.
So we are thinking 12:30 to about 3 p.m.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So there will be a presentation. The mayor is coming. The MLA Garth Roswell is coming.
Okay.
So they'll bring greetings. Mr. Len himself will give an expose on the history and who they are and what is happening now.
Awesome.
And I'll speak a little bit and ask again more questions to people to see how much history people know.
That is
and
awesome.
So, yeah.
Okay, and we're running out of time, obviously, but thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I hope
so
that
we look forward to great celebration on Saturday.
Definitely, and I hope everybody gets there at the Friendship Center this Saturday from 12:30 to, I think, 3 p.m., right?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Judy.
Awesome.